I took a hammer and slapped the fuck out of him.
Well, Taily's doing more damage as much as this is prolonging. So if I pull any of these bitches, come in, let me talk to you, let me slap you with the hammer. No. Yo, we got the #1 headband. Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Tway here. This will be a video on Taily, and guess what, she looks too cute to be true. Yes, but in this video I will show you a number of things. One of them is her PvP specs and why she could be really good potentially. I will not go over anything specific or any matches yet, but I will show you how much fun I'm having with her. And one of the most important things, and that is the Trial of Earth. I met 8. She will replace most of the characters. So you will not be needing any Gaos. You will not be using any Nikis. Which means you have one character to invest into with a lowest amount of resources. And that way you can do IMED. And I will be showing that next week into a video. But first let's go over the skills and find out how she is taking. This girl's way too cute. Like what? Panty shot! FBI! No! Alrighty, so for her skills, let's start off with the S1 and a small gimmick. You can actually move a little bit to the front if you have enough MP. Now this allows for a very nifty tactic onto range characters, because in this manner you can actually stray away from your main team, and if you have range characters, things like a cane pull will not work anymore. I'm not sure if they did patch this along the way, but it used to be a thing with Visca and Jane. So you can basically run a Soul Spring Water, go for the mana reduction on S1 Dark, and then use that similar mechanics. So that is hidden mechanics, people. So let's go over her real skills. So S1 is what I think to be one of the most interesting skills for me, because it reduces block chance on the enemy, meaning that it says 350 reduction. Guess what? On UT1 it reduces everything to 0, which means that, oh, I got 8 seconds to kill a tank. Nice. That is godlike. So that is pretty sick. And the fun part is, first part is a stun, second part is a knockdown, and you can actually hit mid-range characters. So if you are facing a Yuno, an Aisha, or anything of the sort, you can basically just boop, and just slap at the shit. Super interesting. Now, as for the second skill, this is where she becomes interesting for Imid as well. If you have the S1 Light, you will become immunity for the full charge on this. And she just yells some random shit. So that's pretty interesting. And she takes 50% reduced damage. Interesting. And with fully charged, you will increase the heal rate of your allies. Guess what? That helps my chase out, not just a little bit, but a lot. Crazy. And the defense will increase by a lot, not just a little bit, which means it will transfer into some nasty stuff. Now let's skip one single skill, and that is the third, and go over to the fourth. Now these are the orbs that are twirling around. Every single second you will stack up once. More enemies that you hit, the extra stacks that you get. So if you hit on PvP 4 characters, it takes 13 seconds to maximize all of the stacks. The reason why you need it, if you got 50 stacks, you will have a party dispel. Is it really good? No. So I don't really like this skill all that much, but it has its uses. Okay. Now another thing to note, this skill is on T4 Dark, allowing you to do percentage HP damage onto your enemy. And it doesn't have the source of your own HP. No, it is the source HP of your enemy. So if you're facing people with a lot of HP, aka wall teams, you will be able to do extra damage. And it will increase by having more penetration. So let's once again do this for no reason. Now I got 50 stacks, and the 50 stacks, they reset, and I get it applied to all of my allies. Now let's go over to the third skill. Third skill has some confusion about it, but it's pretty easy. If I pop it, I get on every single hit, I get stacks. I got 5 stacks this time, and that means I get 30% extra physical damage increase plus 2 times 5 stacks, which is 10, which is 40% physical damage increase. Now, this doesn't seem a whole lot because guess what? With Lowman S1, 50. It's crazy. But there's a difference to this. Because if you look at this against a boss, you can get a perk for this. And let's check this out for a second. So with this perk, if there is a one enemy, increases the stack, and you cannot even read it, by 3 times, which means all of the 5 hits that I do will gain 3 stacks, which is 15. Times 2 is 30. Easy physical damage with a downtime of only 5 seconds. So it's 66 something percent uptime every single time that you do it, which is crazy for IMET. So you can actually increase this by even further, and that is a unique treasure 3. Now this is the unique treasure 3, which says on maximum stacks that you can get 1% extra per stack. So that means that the 60% that we just had will amplify to 75%, but you can actually stack this up to 30 stacks. Now how do you do it? Very simple. More enemies that you hit, the better it is. So can you get to 60 stacks? Yes, if you do content like the Goblin on challenge raids, if you do anything related to Chapter 9, there's a lot of enemies over there, so having this skill is actually really, really good. Having to do Poison Dragon, if you want to kill them very, very fast, then you can get all of these slimes and pop it around and then do extra damage. And so if you max this out, you can get the 30% that you get normal plus 2 times 30 maximum stacks, which is 60, plus another 30 stacks by having this. So you can get 120% physical damage increase by just pressing one button. But yeah, it's very situational. Do I like it? No. The reason why I like the S1 better is just for PvP reasons, because guess what? You can get block reduction to 0, which is great. And you actually can get more crit damage of your of the rest of your team, meaning that if you use the skill, you're buffing yourself up and you're allowing yourself to kill these tanks super fast. So I'm very curious on how this is going to pan out, and I will update you guys on this. Now, as for her unique weapon, looking pretty solid. So it increases maximum HP by 8%. On maximum is 20%, meaning that, oh, she gets HP, HP, and HP. And if you get hit 50 times, you get 5 seconds of CC immunity. It dispels your own negative stuff, and you get penetration increase. And as we have seen, the T4, the balls, the HP amplifying damage will do more damage. So her unique weapon is basically made to do more damage. Now I will show you guys of what her soul weapon looks like. So this is basically what a soul weapon looks like. On A1, basically what it says, it charges up after 4 skills. It dispels all positive effects from enemies in frontal range. Now I'm not sure about how far the range is, but after that, you have an option to do each one of your skills. And if you do one of these skills, then your soul weapon will just pop out. So it deals 400% attack. Like, I'm not assuming this will do any damage, but it increases all damage they take by 40%. So all damage, it's not physical or magical damage. So she could work in any other team, which is interesting. Recovers 2k mana, then increases 50% attack. Now that is pretty insane, because if you pop this on my chase, get 50% extra attack, it will be just godlike. The mana on its own, not doing all that much. The charge time is a little too big, so do I like it? Meh, not really. Then S3 deals damage and reduces their mana by 3k. That is 3 orbs of what? And deals additional damage as physical damage to non-hero enemies. Now, I don't really see her doing any damage ever. But then if you get it to advancement 1, the skill activation to 3 times. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So I go through my full roster and I get a soul weapon? A what? Now that seems pretty crazy, but will I ever get it to phase 1? I'm not quite sure. I think she is pretty interesting to get there. Can I do it with IMAT? Yes. But do I have other priorities? Yes, that is one thing for sure. So advancement phase 2 reduces cooldown by 5 seconds, and after summoning the soul increases own defense penetration by 300 for 15 seconds. Now we've talked about the defense penetration allowing you to do more damage on Taily. Now I haven't seen how much damage that she can actually do yet, but we will find out pretty soon. So that is it for anything that covers Taily. Now imagine her being actually able to do PvP. Let's go into footage, a little bit of a teaser of a new video that will bring out probably tomorrow. Check it out. Okay, against Cloud. Now Cloud is one of those characters that can really hurt me super fast, instantaneously. So what we need is that straight up S1, hope for the best. If I am, however, fast enough, that would provide that straight fire, but I'm not sure if I am able to do that straight away. If so, then that would be interesting. But like I said, oh, we're doing some stuff. Oh, get that stuff out of my face. Alright, now this will be an interesting one because Schmilly is one of the top contenders here, and the question is, can I actually perform on this one? This will hurt. And guess what? This shit is pretty powerful so far. If I push this little girl away, then we can hit that other lady, and we can mark the rest of this. Come here, let me talk to you for a sec. Yo, this is insane. Oh man, this is ridiculous. Oh, Taily is definitely doing something. I'm not quite sure if this is the thing that I wanted to do, but it is fun as hell. Am I gonna get murked by a nasty ass Syria? We're about to find out. But with the fact that I got super fast mana allows me to play a little bit. But if he opens up with S1 Dosada, that's gonna be a little bit. Yep. Okay, so I gotta block that. Okay, hits a Taily. That is interesting. But after that part, like, what is she gonna do? Reducing damage. Okay, that is okay, but not that amazing. So I gotta just try and push her out. If I do not, and if I don't kill this little lady over here, then we will have a massive, and I mean a massive problem. So guess what? I just try and hit and hope for another debuff. If I do that, I could potentially still kill her, but I cannot reach. Oh, stop it in the nuts, like, nah, I see you. Ugh. Now once again, if Taily had a little bit more like items, she could have probably done something. So who knows? Who knows? Was it an interesting match? Yeah. Was it bust ass? Nah. But it was still good.